Hello and welcome to another Mappool showcase for Osu Mercenary Shop. We have now reached the bracket stage starting with a round of 16. I hope you were fortunate enough to be auctioned or you are generally satisfied with your outcome. The Mappool this time will start with a projected star rating of 7 stars for No Mod 1. We wish all teams the best of luck going forward.
For No Mod 1, we have Napo Napo Ritan Machi, song by Arsa Project and Nanahira, beat map by BMD. Napo Ritan decides to make a comeback this year for OMS as Barky Mad Dog works his No Mod 1 magic, 200 BPM, 7-star jumps, length 4 minutes. Every AIM player already knows this map, whether it be No Mod or Hard Rock. I think everyone's excited to just play some jumps, and there's no better map to do than Napo Ritan.
We do love those funky stream patterns. This one is much more flow A mechanics heavy. Knowledge King's difficulty of Isis Wanahi, pray I didn't butcher that, has a ton of varied stream patterns. Some simple and straightforward, some being what the kids call hella wacky. Some streams having much sharper angles, some having very drastic curves, and some having dramatic changes in spacing and velocity. To those who love varied flow aim, you're gonna love this map. That's of course as long as your tapping hand can handle 194 BPM. As long as that's comfortable, this map should be a walk in the park, with a banger tune to boot.
For the No Mod alternate pick this round, we have Dance in the Game by Zack, a certified banger from Classroom of the Elite Season 2. Map by Pedal, a name which should be familiar to every alternate player by now. Map is all about awkwardly angled alternate jumps with insane amount of node and slider overlaps, so you guys better prepare your aim control alongside with your stack reading. Hope you guys enjoy this amazing song, and get hyped for the Season 3 of the anime, which will surely bring us another banger.
You like cargo sliders? Well, this extremely slide attack heavy No Mod 4 has plenty of them. And not only that, but the sliders themselves are extremely unforgiving, oddly shaped, and are infamously easy to drop slider ends on. There are also consistent rhythm changes throughout the map to keep you on your toes, with the cherry on top of having lots of awkward bursts and short stream patterns, with some being absurd in spacing. If you're that heavy tech guy on your team, have fun, because you could carry your team with this pick single-handedly. And even if you're not, at least you got this absolute banger of a tune to help you through it.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
The Agony by featured artist Irreversible Mechanism makes sure to honor its song's name while playing. This map focuses purely on tapping. 3.5 minutes of 230 BPM streams will slowly but surely make you lose your stamina and your mind. Do you have the tenacity to hold?
Now, whatever feedback you have for this map, be sure to ping Mark from beforehand, yeah? In this Nomad 6, with a really long Japanese title that I'm not going to butcher here, the spacing, a lot of the time, does not represent the rhythm. Apart from the already hard to read overlaps and new combo spam jumps, the rhythm seems to skip a beat, and so does the mapper. So be sure to turn up your music and listen.
Crazy Night is an old-time classic, even though this is a different map set. However, as known from the previous sets, this includes a lot of awkward jumps. While it has continuous spacing changes on wild angles, occasionally throwing in a few bursts and 1/3 rhythms, this map really is crazy, to read at least.
I sure hope you or your team is ready for this difficult AR8 map by Gasp. Majutachi no Shanikusai combines multiple aspects of a typical hidden reading map into a brutal test of reading proficiency, including elements such as low AR flow aim, perfect stacks, awkward aim, and a few cut patterns. Putting a few practice runs on this map would be well advised, so you know what kind of map you're dealing with during your match.
Snappy, tappy, techy. Horizon Blue map by Mir shows us a different side to tech than the Hago map earlier, focusing a lot on finger control as well as aim control, just waiting for you to make at least a slight slip up and cost your team a big deal of the maximum score. With the potential to just overlook something or tap once too much, this map is nothing for the nervous bunch.
As you should already know by now, when Brain Pool's Hard Rock 1 focuses a lot on aim control instead of being the sleepy aim consistency that Nomad 1 is. The difference in spacing in between jumps really disrupts your flow. Also included are a lot of shorter and longer bursts partnered with some slider jumps. If you're curious and afraid of nothing, you should ask Alex of his opinion on the song. You will definitely not be able to ever listen to it again.
Hard Rock 2, a personal suggestion from Zoodinator. LMT's difficulty on dedication features a lot of tapping, some minor rhythm changes, and a lot of aim control on your precision slot. LMT decided to put a lot of spacing changes in both jumps and bursts. Additionally, to the flow aim and modern sharper angles, linear patterns were brought into the mix. The sheer amount of control you need for this pick will make it hard for a lot of players to keep both accuracy and combo intact.
It's a travesty we don't get to see this map in free mod, but hurting for a very hurtful pain is still a challenge with Hard Rock. Most of the map focuses on old-style flow alt patterns, but there are some patterns throughout the map that break your sense of flow control with abrupt spacing changes. Most players should have a relatively decent time on this map, but slight misaims can ruin any chances for good scores in match.
The generic anime opening to fulfill the anime opening quota is here to test your aim and 10.3 reading. No Boy by Mapper Dormat is as classic as a DT1 pick can get. Generic 10.3 aim, triples and some bursts is everything DT aim players wish for, and they shall receive. Okay, I was lying, there is more anime. Finding its way from the 5-digit World Cup into also Mercenary Shop 4. Easy Breezy, map by Algier, is a specialist-only map that focuses on 280 BPM speed. Leaving little room to take a break, this truly will set apart a true speed roster from all-rounders. And I mean, even if you can't play the map, at least you have a banger to vibe to, right?
Double Time 3. Joining in with another banger, we have I'm Tight with a finger control extravaganza. Containing a lot of doubles, short bursts, singles, on a relatively slow speed, sweetened by wiggles and overlaps, this masterpiece comes with a really awkward but smooth flow. Make sure to jam along.
For our awkward BPM, we have, who would have guessed, a rather awkward map. Testing aim control on the explosiveness side of things, this is really hard to put in words, so take a good look at it here being perfectly executed.
With the very first streamer map of the tournament, we get the Mephisto's difficulty on Funeral Derangements. This is a perfect example of a slow stream map with changing spacing mixed up with a few faster sliders. Either mod is a real challenge when it comes to slow streams like this, but I'm sure you already know. Don't forget to recheck our spicy free mod rules.
We've got ourselves a Frums classic here. With Wave Tapper, Jordan's proved that mapping to basically random samples is very much doable. A constant barrage of singles at 224 BPM, all on low AR and small CS, await you in this catch-22 pick. And to top things off, this map gets harder pretty consistently up until about halfway, and then it gives you just a little bit of room to breathe, just to ramp up one last time at the end. And those sounds, they've got to have a meaning, right?
Wrapping up this epic map haul is our first tiebreaker of OS Shop 4, Astralis' happiness difficulty of Distortion. This map, as a tiebreaker should, covers a ton of skill sets. but prioritizes consistency in aim and finger control heavy tapping. The majority of the map's runtime consists of short bursts and slider patterns, however it's the second half where aim takes a much bigger priority with a lot more difficult sharp and wide angle jumps, along with an absurd slider spam section in the final quarter. This map is an absolute beast to conquer, so best of luck to any teams destined to duke it out on this tiebreaker.